And we hot.
Back in the studio.
Again.
It's
Is that
hard
3
to believe.
weeks in a row?
Yeah.
You can tell turkey season's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a long run where we didn't come in, and now I think people will be more happy. We at least getting a guest or two to come by, drop in, or
Not have
whatever.
to listen to us.
Not have to, yeah, exactly. What you been up to? I don't want to hear work.
Well, turkey season is definitely over because it's back to work.
Back to work.
For you too. Every time we've talked,
I know.
like I'm hammered.
I don't want to talk about work though. I hate work.
Me too. So much going on.
I need to hit the lottery. I need the lottery is what I need.
Yeah.
Then the studio would be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So
might build us a 20 by 20.
Of course, I listen to them Speak the Language boys.
Yeah.
You know the ones I'm talking about? They sit on their porch and record their podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird.
That's the setting we wanted.
Well,
we just enjoy that.
Well, I mean,
this is nice.
I ain't brought you
9 out of
yet.
10.
This is supposed to be talking.
What do you mean? I don't have no word.
If y'all can't tell, we got somebody in studio tonight. Let me tell you,
nice.
he would be the most.
He's a tree peat.
He's a tree peater.
A three-peat.
A three-peat.
Yeah.
A triple.
I guess, yeah. He's the first one ever been on 3 times.
3 times.
I don't know if that's helped anything, but
if we knew how to do all the fancy buttons, we could do the.
Oh yeah, I can't hear. I mean, I don't know. I don't know which one's which. I need to write on there. Wait a minute. Let's go down it.
No.
No, that ain't it.
No.
No.
Oh, this is all.
Wait a minute. No.
No.
No. Oh shit. Oh, sorry, people. Good nimble. Todd Brodgen in the house. In the house.
Yeah,
there we go.
There you go.
There was an intro.
Well, hey,
That was great.
I could have done the gobble. I know that one. So
It was
I
added.
didn't know I had that whole other.
Well, and that done the voice change on that first one.
Oh, right.
You was robot on
I
the
was
very
robot.
first
Oh well.
Yeah,
Hey, we're just here to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't here
For a long
for a long
time.
time. Just
For
a good
Time.
time.
Good time.
Yeah.
So,
That's all we can do.
so for all you new people, and we probably got some new listeners since
I would
both
imagine
times.
so.
I don't know. We probably up to 6 or 7 anyway.
Well, y'all were talking about your studio here and listeners and guests
Mhm.
stopping by. I got to tell you, I feel a little bit low on the totem pole compared to some of the guests y'all have had. Y'all have really done great. I have really enjoyed.
Do you listen?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I miss them. I miss them when they come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll catch up on 2 or 3 at a time riding around.
That's when I listen to podcasts when I'm driving.
But no, I do. And but yeah, you've had some impressive people, whether they stop by or not.
We've got a pretty good list. We just got to get to.
Well, we got to get everybody lined up. Is it? You're pretty easy to. You want to come on or hey, I'm gonna be up your way. We need to record or something. It's pretty easy. Like we didn't even talk till last week. Some of these people, they might want to look at it a month out, or and I don't know what I'm going to be doing in a month.
Well, I enjoy it, and y'all have been very instrumental in my exposure. So, making time for you guys and giving me a little airtime to.
Well,
I don't know if anybody learns anything.
Well, we're gonna
find out about my existence and
we're gonna get into it tonight. So, just before we get going too long,
all right.
Our guest is Todd Brodgen, Hunter's All Game. You might see him on Facebook as Alabama All Game. Yeah. I mean, but it's Hunter's All Game's the brand.
Yeah.
He was mixing it up by hand. First time you sat down we was in the kitchen. Remember, we didn't have no studio first time you came.
Yeah. Matter of fact, those pictures I pulled up the other day were from
they were.
first visit.
They sure were.
Yeah.
And we need to do more of those kind of pictures and stuff. I used them. You can use. They pull it back up. But anyway, well, I guess we'll just get in. Let's just give us an update on what's been going on with you. And then we'll move to Hunter's All Game. I mean, I know you've been busy and you've had a lot of stuff going on. Personally, health.
Yep. I'm a lot busy. A lot of, I guess you'd just say responsibility, but who doesn't have it? But as far as all game goes, I've had a little slowdown. It always slows down during turkey season, and it's been a little sluggish to fire back up. I usually would have been a little further into it by now, but I yeah. I can't speak for everybody, but I know everybody's, a little tight and squeezed in a lot of areas. If it's not gas, it's others, and so, I understand that. And a lot of times the deer is the last thing you're going to worry about feeding when you got a family and a home. But it is picking up and it's picking up rapidly. And I'm certainly grateful because I was starting to worry a little bit.
I think now we're middle of June. People, like you said, hunting season, turkey season been over since 1st of May for Alabamians, but people like me and Dustin, it didn't end until just a couple of weeks ago. And there's a lot of us around, and we do care about our deer, but we're not here to do anything then. Of course, you can tell I've been doing a little bit of stuff, some pictures I sent you. I think everybody's doing that.
There's a lot more of y'all than I even realize.
It's
travel, guys.
Yeah.
It's really gained popularity. Yeah. Lots of people, if you live in Arkansas, you don't hear about a guy from Alabama coming up there and hunting.
Right.
So it's got its pluses and minuses. Now, we've never run into an ugly person yet. I don't think we've ever. Now, we haven't. It's kind of weird. We've killed turkeys all up and down and around, except our home state. I mean, not the home state, but bordering states, Georgia, Mississippi.
The hard ones.
Yeah, I mean, I just ain't got nowhere to go over there.
I understand.
Hint.
Yeah.
But Louisiana, we've killed in Tennessee, of course, and Florida and places like that. But we'll jump 4 or 5 states. Like we took off to Missouri and Iowa. I mean, we drove through a bunch of places you could have hunted. So it's just one of them hit and miss things.
And it kind of seems like it turns into a little fly by the seat of your pants adventure.
It does. This last hunt, it really turned into an adventure when his truck started giving trouble on us.
I know, it just seemed like y'all up and decided to make these last 2 runs.
Yeah, well, Michigan, we had been on the books, and then it kind of come off the books. We was going to Canada again, which it just did not work out.
And we do hate it.
Yeah.
We were looking forward to Canada.
But and then Michigan, it just rolled. It worked out right. He met a guy, and everything seemed fine. Had good farms, and weather was good. And it ain't but a 10, 11-hour drive, so you can blow out of here and get there. And we killed quick. So
everybody I know that works hard did good for the most part. I don't really know of a turkey hunting friend that would say he had a bad season this year, and that's I've seen it said, but at the same time, what they call a bad season would be amazing to me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to consider if I killed one,
right,
it was a great season, and I still do, because I've had no kill seasons.
Sure.
For the wild turkey, it's just if you get one,
That's right. They're an amazing bird, and it gets in your blood. I don't know. Your mentor Joe looks like he had a good season.
He had a phenomenal season.
Joe's a killer.
He is.
We got to get him on the show one night.
Yeah, and if it wasn't short notice, I just saw him evening before last. If it wasn't short notice, I'd have drug him on up here with me. But he needs a little heads up on things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
and but he did. He had a great season, and I love listening and learning from all of y'all. But he's just funny. He's so humble. But when you're I'm very proud and grateful to call him a friend. But when you get on a friend level, you learn things about a man and what they're actually proud of, and his accomplishments are, fairly unachievable, realistic. You know, he didn't start yesterday or nothing by any means, but he's great, and he's just great, you know. And he goes and does his thing, and then while he's there, he calls up a few birds for a couple of people he may or may not even met before.
Yeah,
and that's just as important as anything. Yeah, I did it.
Well,
I did good, but I was able, you know, and that's just, I don't know. That's the next level of just that woodsmanship and turkey hunting
he's got the age and experience. He's been doing it. I wish he was in here. I wouldn't be the oldest one in the room again. But I mean, it does come. I mean, I've been hunting them 40 years, and he's been hunting them longer.
And
now he's pretty much. I mean, he's retired for all practical purposes. Yeah. I know he gets out and does stuff.
He does a lot.
But
run circles around me.
But I mean,
if there was competition.
He's reaping some of the rewards. He's getting to go and do,
and he deserves every bit of.
Sure. Anybody. I think anybody that puts in the time.
Yep.
And a good human all the way around.
Yep.
So
a really great human. So, but yeah, he had a phenomenal year, and like I say, he's so humble, and he's not a numbers and bragging guy, but he may even get mad at me, but I don't care. You know, it's a small deal to him, but this year he got the best bird in Alabama in Pickens County, and the 19th in the state. But I mean, that's a really big deal to me.
That is a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's and it is to him. He's very proud of it, but you know,
he's not going to bring it up, though.
He's not.
Well, you know what?
And like I say, he may not like me saying it, but I think he deserves being acknowledged. I told him that.
Well,
but I mean, yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah,
great.
He is. He really is. But we ain't here to talk about turkeys tonight.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about getting your deer in shape and body wise, antler wise, and your does. They're all pregnant right now.
Yep.
I think they need the mineral as much or more than the bucks do, but your bucks really need it. You saw that, and I sent you a picture of the other night in the lick. He's growing.
Yep.
I got another one. I think I might have sent it to you. I know I sent
you did,
it, but
you did. I just have
it's a little bit smaller. But I mean, they're in that growth stage right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if people, this is the time. I mean, if you feed, it's the time to put the protein, to them. If you got mineral licks, it's time to make sure they're fresh and there's something for them to get in there and get. So,
well, we've talked about it before, and I do my thing about minerals is more of a total herd health thing.
Mm-hmm.
If that nanny, that doe isn't healthy, she's gonna have fragile offspring, or just spit out one deer, but not two or whatever, and it helps expedite things in a healthy manner. I mean, they're gonna go and find everything they need. All we can do is provide a properly rationed supplement as an option.
And maybe they don't have to look as hard.
And they don't have to look as hard, and they know where that's at, and they know they like that. It doesn't. I'm convinced with the minerals, and we can talk about that in a minute. But once they find the mineral and that nutrition, it's done from them. They know where to go get that feeling again, if you will.
Now, are you like me? I believe they're genetically coded. They know when they need that certain mineral, whether it be a salt or whatever they need.
They do,
and they know how to search it out.
They do, and they know where all that is. They know where it's naturally, and they know where that buffet of mineral, if you will, is also. But like I say, all we can do. I mean, of course, it'd be great for business, but we're talking about well, here we are into June, and it's time. I kind of kicking the dead horse a lot of times, trying to preach year-round mineral.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there again, I think that is something that is something more that is developed with people
Mm-hmm.
than the deer needs. You know, I think we see them pull off of something for X amount of time. Well, we don't think they need it. But if it's there, they're going to stop by every now and then. They're just
They use mine year round.
right.
I mean, it may not look like it does right now. I mean, starting in March, early April,
Yeah.
that's when I know it's time to freshen them because they are pawing that ground.
And you know, the earlier the better.
I agree.
In my opinion, as far as minerals applying to rat growth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I hear a lot. Well, deer here hadn't even dropped yet. That's not exactly healthy.
No.
In some respects, you know, the longer they hang on for whatever reason, the more chance we, you know, worry about pedicle. You know, pedicle damage can easily happen, or whatnot. You just got extra hanging on there for you know, no practical purpose. And I think if you get that animal is going to knows he needs to start replenishing his depletion, whether he's got that headgear or not. And if you're feeding that and he's taking it, I believe you're healthily accelerating that shed. You're pushing it on off in a healthy manner with new growth. But they do some, especially the younger ones. You know, the little spikes, little 6, 8, 9 inches. You'll see them hang on to forever, and I don't really know why, but they will. They will. And you know, if we push them on off out of there a little healthier, I think we get a little jump, a little jump in and that's another thing, size, antler was, and minerals. They absolutely help size wise, but what they're going to help most, in best I can tell, and pretty much it's proven, is with density and character. We'll start seeing a little character, a little growth, some more little deposits, maybe a drop tine you might not have seen otherwise. You know, things happen a little bit out of the, you know, out of the realm of the, you know, regular range and diet. I'm not saying that these animals out here without minerals don't have character, but after a few years, you will notice, and especially at the bases, you'll see a healthier, thicker base. But there again, for the bucks and for growth, size, mass, and all that, sure, the minerals help and they do contribute. But if you don't have a really strong protein regimen going, we're just really creating some really hard, you know.
Well, I agree. We don't have the agriculture like the
Right.
Midwest has, where they can just go out there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not getting it, planting the right stuff in your plots or feeding them the right stuff,
Right.
you know, we all know corn does nothing for antler growth.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and you know, if you're trying to attract them in the winter to kill one, yeah, that's fine. But
You know, at best, it stacks on a little carbs and maybe a little fat, but I'm not sure the deer in Alabama's worried about putting on much fat with our, our weather.
That's what I was about to say. With our early springs,
Yeah.
I mean, right now the buffet's there, whatever they want. And now it'll get a little tighter as you get toward, you know, August, September, I think, when, you know, the plants have got tough and I guess they're more fibery or maybe even dead if we're in another drought.
Yeah.
You know, we always hit those droughts. So, but everything you can do for them right now, you need to be doing for them.
You do. And like we've said before, you know, the science, the numbers, the math, that's all been crunched a million times over for a couple 100 years now as to what we need to be feeding deer. And that can't and doesn't change much. So, you know, the science behind it, all that homework's been done. But what you do have to be careful of in order for a mineral to benefit a deer, obviously in particular, is your ratios have to be right. Your phosphorus has to complement your calcium. It's chemistry. It's a chemical reaction in their body. And if one's off for another, you've just gave them a bunch of dical. And that's what you've done. Is that going to help them? Yeah, to some degree, but it's going to be with that, with that density, bone health kind of thing. And that's another thing. They don't really start pushing these minerals and vitamins to their headgear until the rest of their bone and structure feels like it's been replaced from being depleted that winter. So the earlier,
the better.
Definitely the better in that respect too. So there's a timing game, and I also feel like there's I know now there's definitely ways in application and location that you can cater to your deer. As I say, go to them. Go to them. Don't make them work for something they,
Well, let's talk about that for a guy that's never put a lick in.
Right.
What do you look for when you walk? If you walked out on a brand new piece of property, and you was gonna make you a mineral lick, or a guy don't know what he's doing, what does he need to look for? Where's he need to go?
Well, with that guy, I've got to decide: are you wanting to hunt over this, or is this, and the way I use supplement attractant or whatever as a hunter, which I don't really get to do much, use my product. It's the weirdest thing in the world, but because I'm busy mostly. But first I need to really know what are your goals with the product. Did you buy the right one for one? Did you need mineral?
But let's talk about that. What do they need to be? What do they need to think about before they go buy a mineral?
Well, like I say, what their objective is. Are you gonna watch some deer? Or are you just gonna crack a shot off across the field? I have a thing about minerals catering to bucks, and really any of them are mature animals, and any other ones walking around down there where I'm going. If you want them to use something and be comfortable with it, get it in there and leave it alone, and leave them alone. And with minerals, you can do that. You can pour out a nice 20-pound pile or so and walk away from it for a few months. And of course, that people, now that's the most common. How often should I freshen it? Man, that's the hardest question in the world to answer.
It is. I think that's just an experience.
You got to watch it. You've got to see how many head of deer, the frequency, how often they're using it, and even duration. If you see a 150, 180 pound animal stand on your mineral site for 20 minutes, he's pretty full of it.
Yeah.
He's pretty freaking full of it, and chances are he's going to go lay down pretty close by. And that's really with any kind of feed. But if you learn those little things about watching your herd, and then after you've created a good inventory, I'll even go as far as to say, get that camera out of there. Once you've identified what you pop in there every few months with one or whatever, just to see, because these animals, they might be hitting this one over here, for whatever, January, February, March. But in December, November, and October, they were down by the creek the whole time. So
their home range.
It's so weird, and you say that because
they change.
I do
everything.
I run cameras year round. I move them around,
and I feel.
But I've told him, I've almost. It seems weird. I might sound stupid when I say this. It's almost like I've built a relationship with these animals. I know.
I get it completely.
I know every doe, and what's so weird, and you've never been down to my place. He has. These same deer will come to that feeder or that lick, but I never see them 200, 300, 500 yards away, wherever that next field is. There's a whole different group over there.
Yep.
I had a piebald and I haven't seen her all year. I know she made it through hunting season, but you know, she lived in that one. She ate in that green field. She might go by and get her a little. You know, people think corn's the kill all. They've never fed corn because deer are like humans. They don't want. That's not. They're not going to eat it till it's
another
gone.
option.
Yeah. I watched them walk right past the feeder and go right out there and eat the grass.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
but when
and you'll notice too, there's an order in the consumption. If you'll notice, it's almost like soft greens, a little roughage.
oh yeah, I mean, well, they're just like us. When you go to a buffet, do you just fix your plate full of beans? No, you get your little bit of beans.
And if they don't have that buffet there in front of the camera, it's there nearby.
And that's what you want if you want to hold those deer. Now it's 40 acres. Deer ain't. I'm gonna say. People say they don't live there, but I saw the same deer all year long because I didn't shoot any off of it, and I didn't shoot any does, you know, that kind of thing. Now, you or Dustin want to come down there and shoot one, or my kid or a grandkid, I don't. That don't bother me. Listen, deer, and I know we're here to talk about deer, but deer is number 2 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to attract turkeys,
sure,
but I want my deer to be healthy, and I want them to live as close as they can live.
But there's a lot of truth in the fact that if you're attracting turkeys, there's no reason for deer not to be right.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
They work hand in hand. If they wind up in the same areas, they're a good little old team. They really are. But as far as you know, kind of back to how I would tell a fellow to start, I'm not saying go off the beaten path, off down in there where, you know, where it's, you know, a huge inconvenience. But then again, you've only got to go down there a few times a year, you know, or whatever you want to make of it, but for the most part. But, I'm not saying don't put a mineral supplement up there, you know, by or near around the feeder. But I have there's been plenty of proof in the fact that what I've learned and noticed is your does doesn't really matter what age nanny they are, young mama, you know, old biddy, whatever. And those babies up there around that feeder most of the time. And I'm not saying bucks don't move in, because they do. They'll come entertain a feeder and stuff after, but it's after, usually, that young, what I call young gun and feisty mama energy has gotten out of the way. I don't think you're more mature, and even some of your older does, I don't think they want that attention. So they're standing off in the brush in the staging area just waiting their turn. Well, that's where I like to go to them. You know, you can. Some people can. You know, look around, we'll just say your field, and you kind of have learned to know the main travel corridors coming in and out, and where the creek is, or a pond, or whatnot. And if you go down in there, I said all this to just say this, you will see different deer entirely.
Oh, I agree.
On that camera, 100, 200 yards away, but, you know, in the woods, not necessarily in the thick, but, you know, a little cover in the woods.
Mm-hmm. You're
going to see entirely different deer than the ones you're seeing up at the normals, the regulars up there at that feeder. You just do. And I think a lot of people depend on the feeder camera scenario and get a lot of surprises if they'll, like I say, take that mineral to a staging area or on the way, somewhere around there, not off the beaten path, but off our beaten path, not off of there.
Like on maybe a good deer trail leading in.
Yeah, just down there.
And, I'll agree.
It'll give you a better idea as to where, well, I'm sitting up here, wind's blowing this way. I got a good chance that they're hanging out at the pile. So I'm going to keep looking that, you know.
You know, I did something very similar.
For it you can, but I don't.
a couple of years ago, I had, it's just what you said, those bucks. They hung down in the woods, stage. As soon, I used to say they could hear me drive away, because it, like this little spot, like I said, it's 48, but there's a road right there by it too, so they're used to hear vehicles. But I could no more get halfway back to camp. There'd be 3 rack bucks standing out there in the middle of that field.
Yep.
I mean, they waited till black dark. Well, that made me make a plan. I went down in there last fall. Well, it wasn't even fall, it was summertime, I guess, when I went down there. I went off down that trail, and they had it beat out like, a cattle trail coming into that field. There's 1 or 2 spots, and if people have that, they can look for those. And I put me a big old ladder stand off down there where I could get down in there 100, 150 yards deep.
Yep.
And because that's where they were hanging out. They were standing down there. Now, did I kill one down there this year? No, but I didn't really hunt it that much, to be 100% honest with you.
I think off that hill where you put that, down there near the creek, would be a great place for mineral, because they could drink out of the creek and hit that. And I'm sure eventually they'll
I got one down there in the stump hole.
Okay, down by that stand.
Yeah, I didn't put it at, the mineral was there long before I put a stand. It's still away. I don't hunt mineral licks. I just, I think a deer, you ain't gonna pattern no deer to a mineral lick. They're gonna come and get it when they need it. Now they may walk by it, come into wherever they're going, and stop and get them a lick or 2 out of it.
Well, that's my idea, in putting in a known or even encouraging a staging area, if you will. They're coming. They're going to be there. Might as well give them something healthy. Encourage that consumption of this product. That's kind of what's behind that idea. Is, hey, give them something to snack on while they're down there. If they're going to snack on something, might as well be this good stuff.
And like you said, they know what they need. It's just like us. If, we know we need a little salt, maybe if we've sweat all day or whatever. And a deer wouldn't be no different if it walked by and it's thinking, hey, I need a little hit of calcium or whatever.
Well, I think that's one reason, of course, maybe not, but you'll see them in the licks more in the spring, the hotter weather, than wintertime. They still come through them, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it is from now until October.
Right.
Well,
even I go with a low salt percentage, but it's not the how do I say that? The people diving off into the single digit salt percentages and stuff, that sounds good to a human, but deer actually need it. They actually need it.
Yeah, they're not on no low sodium diet.
Right. They actually need it and desire it for all of this we're talking about to even work, to absorb, what's the word? It helps dilate your veins and vessels and stuff.
Sure does.
It helps flow. Kind of, creatine would be amazing for deer. Might have just had an idea. Anyway, no, but I mean,
I was thinking he was talking about Viagra when he was talking about
that too.
Hey, that might be good.
Too. We might not want to hunt in those woods with estrus.
You better not put out no doping anyway.
Not on you.
Well, that no Anthony. He is right.
That walk back to the truck got him.
He's a little scratched up.
Oh man!
But yeah, new guy mineral site puts them up there for everybody and for you too. But if you want your buck potential and your mature animals that are going to hang out and let that energy die down 9 times out of 10. Go to them with it and give them something to snack on while they're waiting. At least they're getting something healthy and gives you a good idea where they might be. Well, like I say, that's whether you're hunting down there or not.
Right.
And if you're hunting down there, less likely you're going to see them anyway.
That's true.
But they very well hold up in there if you're not there.
And they will. I mean,
so as far as the health benefits, it's nice for them to come where we want them, but to encourage that along a little bit.
Well,
I think there's ways and locations to help that along.
And I don't know, you know all the customers you've got, but me personally, and I think Dustin the same way, we're not putting it out to attract a deer to shoot. We're putting it out for his, her, the fawn, whatever, their health.
For the deer.
For the deer. That's right.
And
that's part of being a gamekeeper.
There you go. You don't birth a healthy little baby buck if you're not a healthy mom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might birth one, but health and genetics.
Oh yeah,
they're entirely different. But I think the stronger you start out, the better.
Well, that's true. And if their genetics aren't that good, if you can keep them healthy, are healthier than the rest of the deer in that 10-mile radius around there, you're gonna have a nicer deer.
And I do feel like you can help free range animals, like you said. When you do in fact see a lot of the same ones all the time, somebody might not call it home, but by gosh, they stay there long enough to get fat and healthy, and you know why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you something. Well, I ain't got none. I've jotted down some notes. We don't usually do notes.
Okay, like I said, I need talking points. So
that's fine.
Off the walls.
Well, have you noticed? I've noticed this, and maybe it's just me. I think your phone hit. It's over here. It's over to you. Your left. All right. So you see it down there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, we're fine. This is almost live. So we don't edit. But do you notice what? How do I put this? Is there better soil to make a lick in? Yeah. I mean, I've noticed this, and that's the reason I'm bringing it up.
There definitely.
I mean, I've noticed like the more clay you've got, the better lick you have. If it's a sandy or more topsoil, they just don't seem to get in it. I got a place right on top of the hill up here. I cannot get those deer. They'll come in there, but they will not paw it out.
Yeah, I think we lose a lot of the actual application to sandy and
so you think it just gets soaked down there?
I think we.
What do you think? I should take a shovel and maybe dig it out and try to hit something hard down in there?
Some of it is just not. Some of it they just don't like.
Hey, we're talking my language now. Now we're talking dirt.
Okay. So, well, what I'm saying is, right up here,
they like dirt, and we know they'll just eat balls of dirt.
I don't know if you know, but right up yonder on top of the hill, I got a little shop. Up behind it's power line. Up in the edge of them woods, where the power line turns and goes on across off somebody else. I went up in there and I made a lick because the deer come up in there. And I put it right off the side of the trail. And they will get in it occasionally, but they will not. I just can't get it established where they're coming there. I don't know why. And if we went up there right now, you'll see your mineral laying there because I keep it on it because I was thinking the same thing. It's just soaking away. Something's happening.
Talking about dirt though, with clay, I mean, what do you build ponds out of? Clay.
Yep.
Because the water won't go through it. So I think on your mineral sites, like you're talking about, it's keeping more of that mineral on top of the surface because everything else is porous.
Yep.
Your topsoil it absorbs so much water. So I think you're onto something as far as the more clay.
Well, maybe I have to get up in there on the side of the hill somewhere and dig around with a shovel.
Get you a bucket and just scoop you something.
Well, I know there's clay there. You leveled off the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, so I know it. You just got to get down to it.
I do suggest and teach. I like obstacles, root systems, stumps and stuff. But with soil, I do think. I mean, if you go pour it down here on the driveway, I don't expect anything to hit it just because we put the minerals there.
Well, I just know they walk.
A whole lot.
I watch them because I go up there and I don't shoot deer up here. I had one deer I was after, but.
There's places in Chilton
just watch
County.
Walk through it.
There's places in Chilton County specifically that they won't have nothing to do with minerals anywhere. And same county, you know.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Highway 82, you know, Tuscaloosa to
I know.
Tuscaloosa to Maplesville. But it's hit and miss through there. Man, they won't touch it.
Now,
They won't touch it.
now our club,
Now, that's usually initially.
yeah.
I usually do hear back and say, man, it took them a while, but once they found it, they warmed up.
I think it might be just like a new food too. I mean, sometimes you can't. A deer that's never eat soybeans don't know what to do.
They
Or
don't-
protein.
You know,
If
like,
you've
that's what
never
I'm saying.
fed protein,
You might have to mix some peanuts or something in there to
They
get them
do.
to,
I had
Right.
to put corn with
or
mine.
put some of your attractant in there.
Right.
Right?
But so I'm the same way with the mineral.
Which I also have an odd little theory developing on about minerals and attractant. I say we're kind of thinking flavor don't matter anymore on the minerals. I don't know why. I'm not sure why.
That was one of my little questions I had here. Does flavor matter
I
in a
think
mineral
if
lick?
they want mineral, it don't matter if it's peanut butter or cherry berry, persimmon. And here's the other thing I've noticed, because I've heard it enough to, you know, see a pattern, and I think this is related to attractant with the minerals. Man, they came to it like right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
They just checked it out and left. And they did that for a few days. But then all of a sudden, it's like they tried it and boom, now I can't get them off of it. I'm wondering if some of them aren't actually waiting for some of that little flavor to die down sometimes.
The smell.
Yeah, the
smell.
smell, because that
It's not natural to them. Yeah.
rocks don't smell this way.
Yeah, I've never stuck my
think
nose
it's
in the
got-
dirt.
I think I've
Smell
said it before. I
persimmon?
think a lot of things have to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, sometimes I'm the worst on my own product, but I like to
No, I think,
say what I've learned, that because if that guy caught, man, they're just not hitting it.
well, I mean,
I'm not afraid to say, please give it a few more days.
but that smell might also at least attract them up there.
It's
And
there.
there's
They
something
know it's there,
They
and
know
they
it's
keep
there.
coming back.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's just preference
Yeah.
or complete.
I know mine seem to like it better
Yeah.
after it rains it into the ground, not
Yeah.
just laying just
Mhm.
the granular everywhere.
Yep.
I don't know if it's too strong for them, or you know what I'm saying, or it's more natural for them to paw it up and lick it out of the dirt.
You're talking about this, but think about when you put a new air freshener in your truck. The first day or two, you're like, God, I don't know if I can handle it. But day 3 or 4, and it's
Yeah.
had a little time to air out, you're like, boy, my truck smells good.
You hit that.
That's how I feel because I just put one in this Toyota, and that's what I was thinking about.
You hit
The
the
smell.
nail. You hit the nail.
That might
on
be
the head.
exactly what it is.
I think we can overpower these animal senses.
Well,
Mhm.
they got
Pretty
tremendous
easily.
smell anyway,
Yeah,
if you think
right.
about it.
Right. So if it's loud to us, man,
Oh,
it's blowing their ears back,
Mhm.
So I try to be very mindful of that. But like the other product, the complete attractant,
mm-hmm.
it's a small bag, power pack that's relatively strong.
Right.
But you're gonna,
Right.
you're
I take it, sprinkle it
Yeah.
on my corn sometimes.
it
in a
on your
feeder.
corn
Yeah,
or
when
broadcast
it
it
throws
around.
it out.
it's
yeah.
going to disperse a little more than a 3 or 4 foot pile of the rocks or whatever.
Right.
I call them the rocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mineral.
No,
yeah.
Is it in deer? It's just a pile of rocks.
Right.
They happen to make feel better.
Well, I just don't want people, just like we're talking about, to
Yep.
think I'm going to pour it out. Now, I have had success with your, that one day I put out your attractant
Yep.
up there, and I didn't even get pulled out of the road, and I had pictures coming. They had to be standing up on that hill and go, oh my God, I got to
What
go
is
there and
that?
check it
What
out.
is that?
It's-
Yeah, but I mean, but don't that. I think that's more of an exception to the rule.
It's weird and a bit case by case, but that same flavor, that same
Mhm.
attractant put in complete, the little protein pack, if they smell it and come in, they usually probably eat your whole bag before they leave.
Right.
Yeah.
But they just treat it different. They treat the minerals different.
Well, they know what they need out of the minerals.
Exactly.
Well, you're right on that. I think that's something Mother Nature give them, or God, or
there's no shortage of feeders and corn and peanuts and soybeans. They know they don't have to really go far at all to find that. So, my thing is just having the favorite peanut.
Yeah, there you go.
Something, the favorite
like you
peanuts.
Said, you have your peanuts where they don't have to go look for them.
Right.
Then they'll, like you said, they're going to be bedding somewhere pretty close. And if you got everything, if you got the acorns they want, you got the weed or brassicas or what, clover, they just don't have to go nowhere.
Got that water.
Got water right down there. They can get them a drink. Yeah,
You mentioned an acorn.
It was a tough year.
It was a tough year. I hope I don't ever see an acorn again. Because I'm going to tell you, and I'm just Mr. Honest over here. After a few weeks, when people figured out they wasn't going to pull off of them acorns for nothing, it didn't matter what flavor, brand, how much of it, nothing. The attractant bag game went.
Did it go?
Yeah,
it was stagnant on there.
Sales dropped off. Yeah.
Well, but
saving that game with the mineral game.
Not only, hey, it didn't just affect the deer.
No,
turkey was the same way.
Yes, sir.
They were not coming in green fields like they have been. They stand down there eating them, red oaks and water oak, everything that makes it through the winter.
And they left a lot of property.
And I didn't send you a picture, but I cut one's craw open. I killed.
Yep.
And it was slap full of water oak acres. I'm talking about you couldn't put no more in it.
Yep.
And you know where I killed him? Crossing the road. He wasn't coming up in there, and I wasn't hunting no green field. I was hunting the woods. So, he wasn't coming in there. They just didn't. The hens didn't. And neither did the toms. I mean, they had everything they needed right there in the woods. Why get out there in the wide open where a coyote or a bobcat or something might have a better shot at you? Just stay in the woods and eat. And
that kind of
same way
solidifies my idea of putting things off in cover a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. So,
because it's about getting them to eat it where they will. We want them to have the best opportunity to get as much as they can.
Oh yeah,
as much as they will.
The problem was they had so much of Mother Nature's acorns. They didn't need nothing else.
Right.
That's what I've been wondering about all this rain we've been having in the spring, because that's kind of how it happened last year, and then we hit
but
drought.
they said this was like once in a
and I don't even know
20 year type thing. Yeah.
I thought it was more like 100.
Maybe so. I hope so.
I didn't even. Did y'all hear about it coming? Did anybody know?
Not until they hit, and then I was, it's like most of these
what the
so-called experts in the Bible. Oh yeah, we knew that was happening. No, that's once in 100 years, and I was looking at the calendar, and I knew, No,
I still think a lot of that had to do with all the rain we had.
Well, you got to have the rain. You got to have the right temperature. You don't. It wouldn't matter if it was the time for the 100-year acorns. If the blooms get killed by frost or cold weather, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
I don't want to throw the name out there because I'll get it wrong, but also read trying to learn myself. I also read though that a drought don't affect an acorn like we think it would.
Huh?
Because that is the one that those little acorns is the one thing that tree is sacrificing its water for. So they're getting it. They're getting it either way.
Now,
drought conditions.
I've heard.
Yeah.
And none of us are scientists, but that next year that tree has been stressed and he may not produce near as many.
Well, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
I don't. I have no idea how.
I will tell you something, and both of y'all tell me if you've heard this before, and I know it's a fact. Red oaks.
Yep. Late season.
That acorn that drops this year was produced last year.
Yep.
The blooms this year, they ain't making an acorn for this year. They're making it for the next year.
Yep.
So it's kind of, that's not true with white oaks and, water oaks and that kind of stuff. But a red oak, I say it's not true. I don't know that for 100% fact, but I know, because I was doing one of these silly seminars one day on oak trees and stuff years ago, and I'd never heard. Are you kidding me? I'm thinking I've got all these. Boy, we had a good spring, and no, that was spring the year before,
Well, I've told people about this after. It's been, I don't know how many years now, but the Southern Sportsman, I can't remember who the hunter was. I think he's from North Alabama. Might have been one of the Wolfpack guys. I just can't remember which one. But either way, on that episode, he was explaining the money tree, as he called it, and finding the tree while you're in the woods that the deer are liking more than the other kind of thing. And buddy, there was no finding any kind of money. I've gotten pretty good at that. Once I started studying that idea and watching and looking, I got pretty good at identifying the money tree. Son, they wasn't identifying anything.
They opened the vault door.
My gosh.
I had an old man tell me the same thing one time.
Every tree
was loaded.
Well, he said he'd walk around. You'll see acorns on the ground, but they ain't eat.
They're not.
He said, look for the piles of crap. Look for the busted holes. Yeah. That's the tree. That's the sweet acorn, or whatever that acorn tastes. They'll get to those when these are all gone.
And they were there, but they were so hard to
every
find,
tree had
so
them.
many.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, where there might have been one out of 50, there was 50.
And they can be so picky, nibble around and find that one they like, that's not as bitter or sour yet or whatever the case. And I wish I could repeat. The spring carries a lot more than I can repeat, if you know what I mean, because I just don't. I don't convey things good short notice, if that makes any sense. But there's, early season, white oaks, late season, red oaks. If you know what to identify, there's a lot of old timers, if you will, that don't hold a whole lot of stock in one or the other. It's just about timing.
Yeah, well,
completely.
And these old timers, though, I guess I'm getting V1, but the ones that are last season or that don't hunt no more, green fields, food plots are relatively a new thing. They ain't been around, but since late 80s.
Yeah.
They didn't do nothing but hunt woods. They were true woodsmen.
But they had them to hunt then, too. We just don't.
Well, I mean, a pine tree ain't going to make an acorn.
That's true. I mean, and that we have to supplement or we won't see an animal.
I agree.
Yeah. I
agree.
Whether baiting or that kind of supplement was legal or not.
No, you're right. You're right. And this state has rapidly turned into nothing but one big pine forest, about from here south.
Yep.
Maybe not as much as you get on up toward Huntsville, I guess, because of the river and all that kind of stuff. But
I don't know much about the new powers that be, but I hope they do something different. We're losing too much land, even private sector, public, no matter what. It's just not enough of the. I don't know what it is. Money.
Money's changing the game. It has changed it,
and it's not. Well, it's just.
Well, here's something I think is going to have to happen.
People are in a place where they can't turn it down a lot of times.
Well, here's something's going to have to happen. I'm speaking for me. I own a little 40 acres.
Sure.
That's about all I can afford, and keeping it up and doing what I'm doing. But I can't afford to go hire.
But
somebody come in there and burn it.
Your taxes keep going up on it.
Oh, I know. But what I'm saying is,
I mean, you got tens of thousands
where the state
and they go up a little.
Where the state gets all this money, and I'm going to use the NWTF because they give more. I think they give more money to different states from different programs. They need to figure out some way to allocate some of this money to private landowners. You want the private landowners to help take care of the deer or the turkey or the quail. Maybe if you helped them out a little bit, I know Mississippi has great programs for like helping a private landowner. They'll supplement them burning.
Mhm.
Burning's great. And I'd do it tomorrow if I could afford it. And I just can't afford it right now. And then it's not because gas $5 a gallon. I couldn't afford it when it was $2 a gallon.
And that can be an undertaking too if you're not used to doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to hire somebody.
Yeah.
You know, first off, I don't think you can go take a course in Alabama and get your certified to do it.
Permissions too.
But you
Permits.
still gotta have the equipment. You gotta cut that fire lane, and you know, I've listened to a lot of shows on burning, and I think it's beneficial to every kind of wildlife. But for me to go burn, I don't have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to go hire somebody to come in there and burn. You know, they could burn my whole 40. I mean, that's just a little bitty small tract, but I just don't have it to do it now. If it was $5,000, and I have no clue if it costs $5,000 or not, but if there was some kind of program I could apply to and they would help me out with half the cost or something, well, I may can come up with that. That might be okay.
Mhm.
Or let me write that off on my taxes.
Somewhere.
You know, somewhere do something. I mean, 90% of the land in Alabama is owned privately. I mean,
Well, you know, even land aside, I think there's just less respect for the hunter and our resources, generally speaking, across the board.
well, I think a lot of the hunters have lost respect for the animals.
That
All they're
too.
out there for is a grip and grin, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That too. But
They're proving that on public land every day when they pull up beside you and, you know, walk in there, you know, cut your deer off or your turkey or whatever you're doing. I
it
mean,
can be frustrating.
very frustrating. And we hunt, you know, we're mainly 95% probably private land hunting, me and him, but we do hunt a lot of public, especially we go out of state. And you just see it dumping trash or open their door where they get in and out or sit there waiting on daylight and they're eating their Little Debbie and they just throwing their wrappers out the window.
Yep.
That's
They're
just
not gonna,
right there tells me you ain't got no respect for your land. Me and him keep a garbage bag in the truck. We'll pick up the trash.
And somebody isn't going to keep allowing you.
Well, and that's why,
allowing
but
that.
that's why people won't let you come hunt on their property no
Exactly.
more.
Yep.
Back when I was growing up, half time you didn't even have to ask. I mean, you know, it was just, yeah, go hunt. But now,
Mhm.
they'll ride out there and do donuts in your green fields and then, you know, dump garbage there on, you know, by your gate. It's just ridiculous.
So we've got a fella down at my little lease that guarantee it every Saturday morning because he knows people are going to be in there. Just about every morning, he can hear us. That's the thing. He can hear our four wheels, whatever, because he's close enough. But buddy, you can guarantee like clockwork, he's gonna practice his freedom. He gets every gun he owns out and just goes to town every freaking morning. He thinks somebody's in there. And then, you know, he's not bothering the deer.
No, I mean, the
really
deer
anybody,
actually get
but
used to it.
they are used to it.
You know, some big deer, the biggest deer gets killed right around a shooting range sometimes, you know.
Oh, gosh, yeah. You'll hunt the Cahaba for months and never see an animal. You go to that shooting range and you'll have to stop the shooters and let one cross the range. Yeah, they hang out back there. It's odd. But minerals, yeah, we're there. We're doing it. It's starting to pick up.
Well, tell it what all you carrying? What
I
on your line of products?
I haven't changed anything. It's still just the two. Just as I call it simply, the whitetail minerals. They are just that, the rock, granular, sandy, if you will, mineral. It's just a good clean base of mineral that I spruce up.
Yeah.
You know, get the get my ratios and percentages to cater to a deer instead of a sheep, or whatever you want it, because all that matters. It really does.
Well, what about your attractant?
And the attractant, it's available. It's available year round. But it's just kind of cast itself into a seasonal hunting
During hunting season, but you
Yeah.
got it in all kinds of flavors.
Yeah. And the historically cherry berry was all I put in the minerals.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you got different cherry berries. All I've ever used.
Yeah, and that's.
Do you have different?
It's the safe. It's just safe. Everyone for the most part, does a cherry mineral.
Yeah.
And they don't do it because it don't work. You know what I mean? But I've started putting a little peanut in there, and I can do persimmon and apple.
Now, is that something by request, or you actually
I'm making it? I'm doing them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing. Just because I'll just make rows.
I've never had the peanut butter mineral. I've had the peanut butter attractant.
It smells a little. It smells a little different in the minerals than it does.
Yeah.
Because the complete attractant, it's kind of a peanut base anyway.
Yeah.
And so you get more of the peanut butter, the sweeter out of it, as to where the minerals, it just wangs with it a little different. It's more of you get more of that raw peanut in it, which I like.
Yeah.
But I don't know a deer that doesn't like sweet peanut butter, and most humans don't mind diving their nose in it either. But peanut butter used to be the, no, I'm going to say this, and I don't want anyone confused. I do make a candy apple.
Yeah.
That has become a bestseller in the complete attractant. Unfortunately, it's something I can't. There's a few too many parts and ingredients to make it, and it'll change the whole look of minerals. And I just look matters. It just does. Somebody sees it look different, and I'm gonna get called out or something. It just happened. But but apple, just regular apple, in the minerals. But the only difference, in the complete, have those same 4 flavors, but also have the candy apple, which kind of stole the show.
I don't know if I've ever used your candy apple. I may give it a shot though.
Candy, cherry, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, cherry apple, candy apple, and it's definitely smells amazing. But it has made a difference. And this, I refer to bucks and mature animals a lot. And you've seen it yourself thousands of times. Oh, you're never going to kill a big buck over a feeder or a pile of corn, And a lot of cases that's true, but that has a lot to do with hunt pressure.
It does.
There's a lot of variables as to whether or not you might get a chance to kill a good buck over a feeder kind of thing. But what I've noticed is, and we were talking about loud, what's loud to us is bound to be off the charts to them. When these good bucks, so to speak, are killed over my product, I don't want to compare it to estrus, but it's almost like it caught them off guard, especially during and after rut. It's like they're a little vulnerable to something easy, and they get a whiff of something that's very appealing.
See that.
They've let their guard down, and that's realistically how I think attractant is working on them, because they're smarter than to just go busting up investigating odors. They'll let a dozen or 100 other animals live through it before they.
And
you know what I mean.
That's one of the reasons I don't shoot a lot of does off my green fields.
But I tell people all the time, I was like, you can't crack shots across that field if you even want to see a buck in it. Realistically, there's so many different variables. But just a good rule of thumb is just don't.
Well, I just feel better if I got 5, 6 sub does standing out there feeding it, and one of them might be hot. He's going to come on out.
Exactly.
But he wouldn't come out. He might stand there and wait till
Yeah.
black dart to show up.
So he'll stand there and eat he'll stand there on the, just you'll see that ghostly. He'll be there.
Okay.
He'll be there all the time, nibbling around.
Oh yeah.
But it's like he's it's almost like an odd little invitation that he accepted to your party that day, because and none of it, nothing out here works. I don't even know what percentage to throw out there.
Yeah.
But depending what your goal as a hunter is,
Yes.
or on that stand, you're just all, like I said, you're just trying to provide yourself and that animal the best opportunity you can that day. And if you got a little something better than the neighbor, or something he needs, or you catch him off guard with something that's just a little, I don't want to sound contradictory and say too appealing, or it's
something
to be
new
true.
and something that's not in his fear
Vulnerability.
factor range.
Vulnerability and fear factor right there. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how.
I think so. I think you're right.
And then going in there, like I say, I guess you could call it a cheat code. But if you know animals, if you know animals are holding up or staging or whatever in an area, this acorn situation is a great idea. Some people say, you know what, I don't even know which acorns they're going to, I don't know if I should climb this tree. 25, 30, 40 yards difference, I don't have a shot.
Yep.
And so what people did that were successful this past year is they had a field of acorns. Well, they took their complete attractant.
There you go. That's a smart thing to do.
Well, they took their complete attractant and took it. They knew they were coming. They just didn't know they were going to stop. Well, since they were coming, they did come on and investigate because they were coming anyway. There's a little cheat code, but it got them where you needed them. When otherwise you didn't know where they may or may not hold up. But were they going to make that extra effort to climb the hill and go up there, to the feeder? I doubt it very seriously. Yeah.
Let me look down my list, see if we've missed anything.
I wanted to do a little bit better show about minerals, this time. Because we've had a lot of fun and cut up in the past, but.
No, I think, we had some fun tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think
this has been educational,
very
for sure.
educational. And people that's not done this or just getting into it or went and bought them a box of rock salt and dumped out, I think they've learned something.
Poured that Clorox on the stump.
Pour the Clorox on the stump.
Yeah, and, these, I do, and I have no reason to believe the other guys that do what I do are not making a great product. I don't know. I don't mess with their stuff. I don't care. Not be in any kind of way, but it's not going to affect what I'm not going to change what I do, because of something else or whatever. But, we try real hard to do right by the animal in a lot of this. The attractant, that's another game. But when it comes to minerals, we try. And I'm saying the mom pa boys, we do try.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got so many DIY recipes. And then every post, when someone asks a question or something, social media, for example, what do you recommend minerals, this, that, and the other? And then you're going to have 50 different recipes popped up, and none of which the rate, 50 pounds a day, 50 pounds, 50 pounds of trace, 50 pounds of stock cattleman. Man, that's all good and great, but you didn't adjust the phosphorus in there. You didn't check your selenium. I mean, those.
That's
things.
why I leave this up to the professional. like you.
And that's flattering, but man,
It's the truth.
I learn. I learn all the time. You know, like I say, this science has been done, but at the same time, science through different eyes, I do see things a little outside the box or different.
No, you?
Yeah. I believe, I believe that in what we go by and what we're taught as to be the norm and good and healthy and whatnot. I think that's it's pretty solid, but at the same time, a good baseline. I think we can tweak it. I think we can play with it. And, what I love about what I do as a custom blender, if you will, I'm not so big that I can't have a relationship with my customers and,
You're just not a bag in Walmart.
right. But I can develop a relationship with my customers, and say, well, man, it's disappearing so fast. Well, you know what? Let's pull back on a little bit of the less important and give you a little more meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Ice cream's good, but it's not
right. But
what you need.
that doesn't sound like consistency. But like I said, what I make and bag and sell is the same all the time. And it's not to say.
But if there's a tweak to it, it's for the better.
It's not to say it needs to be better. But when I'm making a product that people and the animals have to like, I have to find that happy median in likability, palatability, and whether they're going to ingest it, and that's the difference. You man, it would be extremely expensive, and you could do this stuff, in a lab like science, but you just don't have to. Thank God for farmers and everybody, that's done all that work for us. But I try real hard, and I can make adjustments, but that's with that's like with salts or trace or something like that. If they're tearing it up and eating it off the surface before it even has time for any other deer to show up, well, man, they're gonna eat it anyway. So
and they really need it if they that hard on it.
And not to say that, like I said, not to say that the daily norm is not perfect.
Yeah,
but there is ways. There's ways, but I can't go out here and sell a bitter bucket of pills, if you will.
Yeah,
and expect it to work. They're not going to eat it. So
and if they don't eat it, guess what?
Right.
They ain't nobody's gonna buy it.
No, and that's the thing. So salt is good. But at the same time, less is more, kind of thing. But I think with that is that can in fact be adjusted.
Well, I mean, I look at yours.
We're not.
I look at it like a multivitamin.
Yes.
It's not one. It's not the vitamin C pill. But I have a little vitamin C in it, and I have a little vitamin A and D and E that I need.
Yep.
But if I just took vitamin C all the time, then I ain't got my calcium. My bones are going to get thin on me. So that's what I look at yours. I told somebody the other day, I said, it's a multivitamin for deer. They're
when
getting
I
what
say
they need.
that, when I
know it's not vitamins,
well,
but in a way it is.
They're listed on there too. AED.
Yeah, well, yeah.
See, yeah, I mean, that's there. But, it's not to say, well, if you go do this and that, you're changing the ratios of everything. You're not really changing the ratios of the meat and healthy. I mean, meat and potatoes of the health. I'm just taking a little bit of less of the transport, the bonding
There you go.
that, takes it down a little more appealing. They're getting plenty either way. But that's, I say that. I don't get that a lot. I got a few properties that, I mean, just being honest, that costs more.
Yeah.
That costs a lot more, to make that Cadillac blend.
And there ain't nothing cheap no more.
No, sir. No, sir. I'm not gonna dive into that, but no, sir.
I'm in it every day.
It's really, really hard to find your percentage in the deal sometimes.
Oh, I know. Listen, I'm in the HVAC game.
Yeah.
My cost on equipment is what I used to sell it for. I mean, is that not crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my cost. I'm going, my God. And I had people complain about it back, now that wasn't last year, but since COVID, especially since COVID I don't know about your world, my cost on everything's average about 35 to 40% more. And it's just name of the game.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to get into that or anything, because I know we're already been into this for a while. We probably need to start wrapping it up.
We can do that too. But, with that said, my product, for example, everybody, even though it has its price,
yeah,
for what it is, everybody thinks in a pound world when we talk about this kind of stuff. And, when you don't want to pay. That's what I tell people all the time. You don't want to pay by the pound. I mean, like $1 a pound is a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Who's getting $1 a pound for a 50-pound bag? Well, I am, but I can't take any less, and you get that product.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Well, it's got to make financial sense for you.
Sure.
We're all in our professions to make money.
But the ingredients, the quality of the product does justify it if you're into it for that.
Right.
And that's
and they should be into it for that. If they're buying your product, they should be into it for that.
And like I said, it goes back to you want attractive minerals, or you want to try to give them the best shot we can.
Well,
yeah.
Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. If I talked to any more, I would say too much.
Well, I mean, that's up to you. I got right over there. You can just spend the night.
Well, I've really enjoyed it. Like I said,
on it.
We've had a lot of fun in the past, and I've acted silly, and
well, I kind of miss some of your memes now. You haven't been putting out the memes like you used to put out.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm trying things a little different. I pay attention to a lot of little things when it comes to social media and reach and numbers, and when they're not jiving, I just kind of pull back and stop entertaining them, because if they're not being acknowledged,
well, you can't
somewhere, or if I look at my data, whatever it's called, and nobody's even seen it.
But say, if you figure out how to break that code,
yep,
you let me know. Well, there's no way. As soon as you think you've got it figured out, they change it.
Yep. And I figured out a lot.
Or they go and send you I don't know if you've got it. We've got it twice on our page about they took it back. We didn't meet community standards. I'm going. We're doing the same thing we've done for the last forever. And and then they'll look at it again. Then they put you back. Then the next week or two, you get another one.
And you can't.
They did that to James Spann the other day.
Oh wow! Yeah.
They took him down.
Yeah, from something.
Man's got 1 million followers.
14 years ago or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what all it was, but I mean, the man's got 1 million followers. He don't talk politics. He talks weather and posts pictures people send him.
He's got haters, though.
Well, yeah. I like that good morning to everybody but this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. That's funny.
Well, before we go, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. Where you at? Your phone number?
You can always call me. Answering might be a different story, but do try. And if you can't get me, feel free to send a text to 659-273-2159. And you can also message me on Facebook, and the name is Alabama All Game on there. We do have 3 online ways to order now. You can order at Walmart.com, the TikTok shop, and Amazon. But we're not, for whatever reason, we're learning as we go, but for whatever reason, we're not grouped with the other deer foods and attractants. So specifically search
for Hunters All Game.
Yeah. Specifically search for Hunters All Game. And you'll find buckets are, shipping's less than desirable, but we can't control that. But, the option we wanted. Yeah. But we have...
So what sizes does your mineral? Does it come in the small bag?
Yeah, they come in the 5-pound bags, and they're available on there. But the 20-pound buckets are too in the minerals.
Okay.
And then the different flavors of complete attractant are on there as well.
Okay, good deal.
So we do have those methods of ordering now. That's TikTok, Amazon, and what did I say?
TikTok, Amazon, and Walmart.
Walmart.
There we go.
Yep. So, and then also, I don't know his number off the top of my head, but my partner, Shane Witten, he works out of the Hubbardville, Fayette, up off I-22, west side of town. And
is that listed on your Facebook page somewhere where they can go, I'm in Fayette, let me call so-and-so, or?
It's in different posts. I don't have like a tag or a pin or nothing.
Okay.
Because to be on that profile is a personal profile.
Oh, okay.
It's not I don't have the business.
Okay. So that's on your thing. Okay. All right.
It reaches more people. Business profile. That's one thing
it is weird how that works, isn't it? Yeah. You know why? They want that business profile to pay them.
I know. Want to pump the ads for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why I did that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good deal.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. Miss Callie over here, y'all don't know.
Yeah, well, I've heard her grunt around down there every now and then. She's been real quiet.
I might have heard a little tooty toot there one time.
I don't know. I thought that was you.
All right, guys. Well, I love y'all. I appreciate you and everybody listening. These guys are amazing. Please, always, when you hear a new episode is up, tune into my friends here at Meat and Toot Podcast, Dustin and Anthony.
Well, we appreciate you, Todd.
Much love.
All right. You got anything else?
Nope.
Before we go?
Nope.
All right. Take care of your trees, because that's where turkeys sleep.
Tastes like Barcelona, a place I've never been before. But you live with your new lover, not thinking of me anymore. An angel that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why whiskey makes me cry. Oh, it tastes bittersweet. I catch myself starting to think of cry to me on repeat the whole time you first kissed me. A stranger that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why whiskey makes me cry. That's why whiskey makes me cry. Whiskey makes me cry.